Marriage is not bad, but you did not prepare for it. Others are enjoying theirs, so why shouldn't you? Yes, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here again. Good to see every one of you once again. I am Philip Adebayo, Pastor Philad, the Wisdom Queen Coach. I'm here to answer one of the questions that have been sent to me. I have a number of questions. I'm going to be taking them one after the other. But for this episode, I'm going to be taking one of those questions. And I want you to also know that you are free. You are free to send your questions to me. Any question that has to do with love, with courtship, with marriage, with sex, with parenting, with family. Your question must be Lokomasepaf compliant. LO for love, CO for courtship, MA for marriage, SE for sex, and PA for parenting, and F for family. Lokomasepaf. That is the compliance concerning this. Don't send any other question that is not found within these six spheres of our focus. So today, what is the question that has been sent to me? I want you to listen carefully as you are going to be learning a lot from this episode. Okay, the question says, please sir, is there any particular age for men or women to get married? Is there any particular age for men or women to get married? Listen carefully as I present the answer.
Ìyàwó mi, olólùfẹ́ mi, ọ̀rẹ́ mi aláyọ̀ mi, I will love you forever. Ìyàwó mi, olólùfẹ́ mi, ọ̀rẹ́ mi aláyọ̀ mi, I will love you forever.
I want you to know that when it comes to marriage, it is somehow difficult to tie it to a particular age. But there are certain factors that must be in place that will make a person to know that he or she is ripe for marriage. And I'm going to highlight them. We categorize them as a maturity. And there are 6 areas of maturity that one must be able to attain before you start talking about marriage. The first area of maturity is spiritual maturity. And this is the ability for you to realize that you are a spirit being and that you have a source in God, and that you must be connected to that God to be led by him and to know when he's speaking to you in order not to fall into errors that can damage your life. So that is spiritual maturity, and it is very, very crucial for marriage. The second area of maturity is physical maturity. This has to do with the physical development of your body. The body features that must be in place. There are certain parts of your body that must have attained a level of development that will be needed for a fulfilled marital life, for a pleasurable marital life. And if those body features are not there, you are not ripe for marriage. And that is physical development. There is a stature that you see in a person, and the person will be appealing to you for marriage. If those features are not yet there, then the person is not yet ripe for marriage. The third level of maturity is financial maturity. This is the ability to be able to earn a living that will be good enough to sustain a family. And that has to do with both the female gender and the male gender. It's not just the men. Even as a woman, you must be able to earn a living in order to support your husband, no matter how little. So having learned a trade or having studied a course, you must be able to lay your hands on something that you are doing that is bringing you an income that will be able to sustain the family you are starting. If that is not there, you are not yet matured for marriage. The fourth level of maturity is emotional maturity. And this has to do with the ability to be conscious of your own emotions and also being sensitive to the emotions of others and be able to adjust in order to manage the atmosphere around you so that it does not become toxic or offensive in a very good way, that you, with understanding, you can control your emotion and regulate the emotion of people around you without causing any problem. So emotional maturity is very, very needed in marriage because the two of you are going to be living together for life. And if you are not emotionally balanced, if you are not emotionally matured, you are going to have serious problems. The next level of maturity is mental maturity. This is the ability to use your brain, your mind, to be able to reason and come up with viable solutions to problems. Because whether you like it or not, every marriage has its own challenge, and yours is going to have its own challenges too. So you must be man enough or woman enough to be able to reason. And this maturity is attained either through education, either formal or informal. It's not necessarily about school, but development of the brain by engaging the brain in various tasking activities, or by relating with people who know better than you, people who are more experienced than you, and working with them over time. You must have been able to develop your mind to a point where on your own you can reason to solve problems that may arise even when they come unexpected. So mental maturity is very key before you start talking about marriage. And the last, which is the sixth level of maturity, is social maturity. This is ability to be able to socialize, to relate with people around you, to keep relationships in place, to keep friendship in place. You know, whether you like it or not, even as a single, before you start talking about marriage, you belong to a church, you belong to you have some friends around you, you live in a neighborhood, and day in day out you are going to be relating with people. More so when you get married, you have to graduate your social relations to another level. You are going to be relating with in-laws, your husband friends, your wife's friends, and different new people will come into your life, and you must be able to relate with them in such a manner that you can sustain the relationship and you can be somebody they will desire to be with. But without social maturity, you cannot help that. You cannot sustain that. That's why some people who don't have social maturity, they get married and they are stranded. Everybody will just cut off from them. Neighbors don't want to have anything to do with them. Their own friends even don't want to have anything to do with them. Their husbands, friends, and relations don't want to have anything to do with them. Or if it's a man, the wife's family, they just say, please let that man stay off our matter. So you must be matured socially so that you can be able to relate well with people. Marriage is all about relationship with your spouse and with other people that both of you are connected to, whether within the family or outside the family. So if you look at all these levels of maturity that I've spoken about, talking about spiritual maturity, as physical maturity, financial maturity, emotional maturity, social maturity, and mental maturity. So different people attain this maturity level at various ages. Some are 20, some are 25, some are 22, some are 28, some are 30. So it varies from person to person. It is not about age. The level of exposure, the environment you grow up in, all contribute to when you are going to attain all this level of maturity. Yeah, at least, if not all, a larger part of it must be attained before you start packing your bags that you want to go into marriage. So it is not necessarily about age, but about the level of maturity that you have attained that can sustain you in that marriage. So many people did not wait for this maturity and they go into marriage because of age. You will discover those are the people at the end of the day cannot run the home. They cannot make the marriage work, and they will end up saying marriage is bad. Marriage is not bad, but you did not prepare for it. Others are enjoying theirs, so why shouldn't you? So I will want to urge all those who are still single, as many who are still preparing for marriage, to prepare well and be matured enough before you go into marriage. So that will be all for today. If you have been blessed by the answer to this question, feel free to share this video and like this page and follow it. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you are there. My Instagram page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. We are all there, and you are seeing currently now all the handles on the screen. Just go and locate us, and we are going to be having more of this in all these various handles. And I want you to also know that you are free to send your own question to the number that is showing on the screen. I called it earlier on. So please go ahead and send your question. It must be Lokomasepav compliant. That is the standard. Love, courtship, marriage, sex, parenting, and family. Lokomasepav. That is the standard. See you next time. God bless you. I remain Philip Adebayo, Pastor Philad, the Wisdom Queen coach.
Wow.